Welcome student. In this class we will discuss soil, method of soil formation, factors affecting soil formation, world classification of soil, Indian classification of soil, the topics like soil erosion, that is degradation, soil degradation, factors causing soil degradation and its management. Very important topics for prelims as well as mains. So as far as the question of soil is concerned, so soil is defined as the complex mixture of organic and inorganic substance. Okay, you know that there are three interior part of the earth. One is Sial. This is Sial. This is Sima, and this is Nephi. That is core. So on the upper, Sial is referred to the mother rock. So on the upper surface of this part, there exists fragmented part of the rock, right? This is referred to as a regolith. Regolith, right? It is fragmented part of parent rock, and just above this regolith, there exists a complex mixture of organic and inorganic substance. Complex mixture of organic plus inorganic substance, and which is referred to as soil. What is the meaning of soil? It is clear, na? Actually, soil exists in the uppermost part of the surface, above above regolith, right? And it is the complex mixture of organic and inorganic substance. Getting well, na? Soil remain in the crystalline form. An aggregate of soil crystal found in the nature is referred to as PED. That's why the branch of geography which deals with the study of soil is referred to as pedology. Pedology is the branch of geography which deals with the study of the soil. Okay? And the process of soil formation is referred to as pedogenesis. It is long-term process. According to ICAR, it takes almost 50 years in the formation of soil of 1 centimeter thickness. Okay, it is important natural resource, you can say. Okay, and soil is also referred to as biological furnace or biological factory. Biological furnace or biological factory because it is the basis of biogeochemical cycle. What is the meaning of biogeochemical cycle? You see, from the soil, the plant absorbs nutrient. Okay, actually from the soil, the nutrients are being transferred in the green plant. Then it gets transferred in the herbivorous species. Then it gets transferred into carnivorous species or omnivorous. No? And after the death of these particular organism, again decomposition occurs and the matter returns back in the soil. This cycle and recycling of the material is referred to as biogeochemical cycle. So biogeochemical cycle initiates from the soil. So that's why it is referred to as soil is referred to as biological furnace or biological factory. If soil aggregate, a crystal of soil is found in the natural form, the aggregate of the soil crystal, then it is referred to as PED. What is the meaning of PED? It is clear, na? PED, right? But when ploughing is conducted and you will find the aggregate of the soil crystal, then it is referred to as clad. The basic difference between PED and clad is PED is naturally occurring soil aggregate, whereas clad is the product of ploughing activity. Okay, and there are certain cementing material which hold the soil crystal intact, and this cementing material are referred to as cutan. Kutan. Cutan. Okay, if alumina is the cementing material, then it is referred to as alumina cutan. If clay is the cementing material, then it is referred to as clay cutan. Okay, what is soil? It is clear, na? When they are found in the uppermost part of the surface, it is the complex mixture of organic and inorganic element. It is not a mechanical. If you will keep organic substance in the sand and inorganic substance in hand, and then you will mix them now. So it is the mechanical mixture. It is not soil. Okay. But if organic and inorganic substance will remain in contact with each other for a long period, then a complex mixture get produced now, and this is referred to as soil. Okay. What is the meaning of soil? It is clear now. It enable the ecosystem to become a functional unit. Okay. It is essential for the survival of plant and hence the living organism, animal kingdom as well. Okay. That's why it is referred to as biological factory or biological furnace. Okay. So you see, as far as the question of formation of soil is concerned, so you from the definition it is clear that it is complex mixture of organic and inorganic substance, na? Organic, inorganic and inorganic, organic plus organic substance. Okay. Now see, as far as the question of source of inorganic substance is concerned, inorganic material is concerned, the rock is the source of inorganic element. Rock. Getting well now? What is rock? So you simply understand element combined to form compounds. Compounds combine to form mineral. An aggregate of mineral is referred to as rock. Okay, right? Element combine to form compound. Compounds combine to form mineral. An aggregate of mineral is referred to as rock, and mineral is basically inorganic. Na? So that's why it is said that rock is the source of inorganic material for the soil. Okay. Suppose this is rock part. Na? So actually you see, it contains mineral, it is the aggregate of mineral. So fragmentation of the rock causes the formation of a small sized particularly particle, which is referred to as regolith. Okay. So general process of fragmentation of the rock is referred to as denudation. Denudation. What is the meaning of denudation? It is clear, no? Denudation is the general process of fragmentation of the rock, and there are two processes involved with denudation. One is a static process, and second is dynamic process. Getting well now? The static process of fragmentation of the rock is referred to as weathering, and dynamic process of the fragmentation of the rock is referred to as erosion. Okay, and actually you see, the weathering plus erosion is collectively referred to as denudation. What is the meaning of denudation? It means denudation is the general process of fragmentation of the rock. It is wide process. It involves both static as well as dynamic process. The static process of fragmentation of the rock is referred to as weathering, whereas the dynamic process of fragmentation of the rock is referred to as erosion. Okay. Actually, there are three types of weathering. One is physical weathering, second is chemical weathering, and third one is biological weathering. Okay. If fragmentation of the rock occurs due to physical factor like temperature, pressure, etc., then it is referred to as physical weathering. As for example, you see in desert region, you know that annual and diurnal range of temperature is very high, right? If there exists sedimentary rock in the desert area, okay, and you know that desert region is characterized by very high annual and diurnal range of temperature. Diurnal means within 24 hours, annual means in the year. Okay, so when during summer season, high temperature condition is recorded even in the state of Rajasthan. You see in Ganganagar district of Rajasthan, temperature during winter season, during summer season, increase up to 52 degrees Celsius, whereas during winter season it falls below -4, -5 degrees Celsius. So desert area is characterized by very high annual range of temperature. Getting well now? When temperature will increase, then this rock will expand. There will be expansion of the rock due to high temperature during summer season, and during winter season, contraction of the rock will occur. Getting well now? So actually, as it occur alternatively, expansion and contraction occur alternatively. That's why the attractional pull among the crystal of the rock get weakened and fragmentation of the rock start, and this process is referred to as exfoliation. 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 It is clear na? So due to exfoliation, fragmentation of the rock start na. This is one of the important reason why in desert area there is a dominance of the sand particle. Getting well now? So actually, as this is exfoliation is due to the temperature factor na, and temperature is physical factor. So this type of weathering is referred to as physical weathering. Okay. It means particularly if fragmentation of the rock will occur due to temperature and pressure, it is referred to as physical weathering. Getting well now? Similarly, you see, if a rock contains calcium carbonate, CaCO3, and if it will come in contact with water, that is H2O, then है ना CaO plus CO2 है ना will be produced. It is clear ना? When I am avoiding the intermediate process, first CaOH whole 2 will be produced, and finally it will convert into CaO and CO2. It is clear na? So actually, and through this process, the limestone rock will particularly will get dissolved, right, and fragmented na. So as this is through chemical process, that's why it is the example of chemical weathering. Similarly, if the rock contain iron element and it get exposed to the earth atmosphere, then it combine iron react with oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, forming Fe or Fe2O3. This is referred to rusting, and rusted part will gradually come outside the rock na. So this is also the example of the physical weathering, actually chemical weathering. It is clear na? But if weathering is due to the biological factor like root of the tree, etc., it is referred to as biological weathering. Getting well na? But on the other hand, what is the meaning of weathering? It is clear. Weathering is the general process of fragmentation of the rock through a static process. On the other hand, the agent of erosion like a river, like wind, like glacier or oceanic wave causes the fragmentation of the rock as they possess kinetic form of energy, that is half mv square na, right, and hence the rock get fragmented na, and this actually the fragmentation caused by the rock due to the agent of erosion is referred to as erosion. Getting well na? है ना? So actually what is the basic difference between weathering and erosion? It is clear na? One important point here, actually in case of weathering, this is a static process referred to as weathering, and this is referred to as erosion na? So in case of weathering, the weathered part, that is fragmented part of the rock, remain at the place of its origin. That is clear na? That's why weathering is defined as the wearing and tearing of rock in situ. Okay? It means the fragmented part of the rock remain at the place of its origin. On the other hand, in case of erosion, if fragmental part of the rock is produced now, so they are also being transported from one place to another place. Getting well now? This is markable difference between weathering and erosion. Okay? You see, the fragmented part of the rock, either due to weathering or erosion, is referred to as regolith or rock overburden. Either it is given the name regolith or rock overburden. Okay? Okay? But you see, in case of weathering, the fragmented part remain staying at the place of its origin for a long period. On the other hand, in erosion, the fragmented parts are transported from one place to another. So in case of weathering, since fragmented part remain as it is, and if organic substance is available here, it will have comparatively more interaction with the organic substance as compared to that of in case of erosion. It is clear, no? Right? Because in erosion, the fragmented part can move from one place to another, no? And hence the incidence of interaction, if organic element is present there, get reduced. No? That's why it is said that weathering play more important role in the soil formation as compared to that of erosion. It is clear, no? Though both are important factor, right? Weathering and erosion is important factor, and the combined process is referred to as denudation process. Okay? So actually how inorganic substance originated out of the rock, it is clear, no? Right? It is due to denudation process, and the fragmented part of the rock is referred to as, you see, the inorganic element, rock is the source of inorganic element, getting well, no? Right? And you see, if fragmentation occurs, the fragmented part remain here, no? This fragmented part of the rock is referred to as regolith or rock overburden. Regolith, or rock overburden. Getting well? Regolith or rock overburden. Getting well? Now see, what is the source of organic element of the soil? Okay, because I said that simply or inorganic element will not produce soil, right? Because soil is the complex mixture of organic and inorganic. No? The source of organic component of the soil is animal and plant kingdom. Okay, you see, when animal and plant will remain in the living state, it is referred to it is referred to as the living biomass. Okay, after their death, it converts into to dead biomass. This is living biomass, and living biomass convert into dead biomass. Dead biomass, it is clear na, right? How it convert, it is clear na. Now see, actually this is complex element, complex organic element, and this dead biomass is also complex organic element, and is of no use for the soil, because the trace element, simple organic element, can be absorbed by the plant. Okay, not in the complex form. Getting well now? So you see, there are certain species which act on the dead organic substance, right? The dead organic element, complex dead organic element, right, is being converted into simple organic element, okay, by bacteria through fermentation process, right? This process is also referred to as decomposition. Getting well now? Right? Bacteria is referred to as saprophyte, mritjivi. They act on the dead organic element. Right? Through fermentation process, the bacteria convert dead organic element into simple organic element. Okay? Dead organic element into simple organic element. Okay? This process of conversion is referred to, mechanism of the conversion is referred to as fermentation process. Okay, and overall the process is referred to as decomposition. Okay, the decomposed simple organic element, this is decomposed simple organic element. Na? Decomposed simple organic element is referred to as humus. Right? What is humus? It is clear na? Humus is decomposed organic element. If it is it will be further decomposed, na, so it will form the colloidal particle. Getting well? So actually, on one hand, regolith is produced due to the fragmentation or dilution of the rock. Okay. On the other hand, this process, that is fermentation process or the process of decomposition, will convert dead plant and animal into humus. Na? So actually, if humus are present there, it is clear, na? Right? It is clear. So you see, the conversion of rock into regolith or conversion of plant and animal into humus is important factor. Okay. So this process is referred to as transformation. This is the first step of the soil formation. Getting well, right? This is referred to as transformation. What is the meaning of transformation? It is clear now. And when it will remain in contact for a long time, this organic and this is organic and this is inorganic element, na? Inorganic element which is referred to as regolith. So when it will remain in contact for a long time, intermixing of the two will occur. Suppose rainfall will occur, so some water will dissolve the organic element and will carry it in the zone of regolith. Similarly, if dry condition will prevail, then the groundwater will uplift in upward action. Through capillary action, it will bring salt particle in the upper part now. Right? Again, if any living species like a rabbit, like a snake, right, earthworm, the living species existing in the soil is referred to as edaphone. So edaphone when move also causes intermixing. Na? So consequently a complex mixture is produced where mixing occur. If in this zone there occur adequate mixing, so here this part, है ना, this part is the zone of intense mixing, na? And hence this is referred to as soil. How soil is produced, it is clear, na? I said that soil is the, again repeating the process, is soil is the complex mixture of organic and inorganic element. The source of organic element of the soil is the rock itself, right? Because element combine to form compound and compound combine to form mineral, and aggregate of mineral is referred to as rock. Okay. So rock through denudation process. Denudation is the general process of fragmentation of the rock, which involve both static process, which is referred to as weathering, and dynamic process, which is referred to as erosion. As a result of denudation, fragmented part of the rock is produced, which is referred to as regolith, okay, or rock overburden. On the other hand, if dead animal and plant are being converted by saprophyte, that is bacteria, through fermentation process into simple organic element. The decomposed simple organic element is referred to as humus. Okay, so if regolith and humus remain present for a long time, they will have the interaction with each other. Consequently, a complex mixture is produced, and this complex mixture is referred to as soil. Getting well now? It means you see in the soil zone, in the upper part there will be dominance of organic element. In the lower part there will be dominance of the or inorganic element. In upper part organic, in lower part inorganic, and in the central part there will be a mixture of organic and inorganic element. So what is the meaning of soil? It is clear now? The entire process of soil formation is referred to as pedogenesis. What is the meaning of pedogenesis? It is clear now? Whatever I have discussed so far is collectively referred to as pedogenesis. Okay? Now see, as far as the question of soil is concerned, getting well now? How soil formation occur? So, as far as the question of soil is concerned, so there are four components of soil, right? There are four components of the soil. First component is organic component. First is, there are four components of the soil you see. First is organic component. First is organic component. Organic component. Second is inorganic component. First is organic. Second is inorganic component. Okay. Inorganic component. Again, you see there exists pore space between the crystal of the soil. No? So, if in this pore space water is available, then it is referred to as soil moisture. Moisture, it is clear, na? But if gases are present here, it is referred to as soil atmosphere. There are four components of the soil. One is organic component. Second is inorganic component. Third one is soil moisture or soil solution. Soil moisture or soil solution. Okay. And lastly, it is soil atmosphere. Okay. Soil atmosphere. Getting well now? So actually there are four components of the soil. Again, inorganic element. There are two components, right? Dead organic element and living organic element. Dead organic element exists in the form of the humus, and living organic element may be in the form of earthworm, snake, rabbit, right? So these are referred to as edaphone. It is clear now? They are helpful, highly helpful in conducting mixing of organic and inorganic element, thus accelerating the process of soil formation. It is clear now? So what are the components of the soil formation? It is clear now? You see, very important aspect, when soil is produced, okay, soil contain different layers, okay, and these layers are referred to as soil horizon. What is the meaning of soil horizon? It is clear now? Soil contains different horizontal layer, and each layer is referred to as soil horizon, okay, and all the horizontal layer are collectively referred to as soil profile. Getting well now? Are referred to as soil profile. You see, what is soil profile? So important aspect is, Suppose this is, these are the layer, O layer, A layer, B layer, C layer and D layer. These are different layers of the soil, A, B, C and D. You getting well? D is also referred to as R. Okay. Again see, there are two layers of O. One is O1 layer and second is O2 layer, and O1 layer is also further divided into, है ना, L and F layer. L and F layer. Getting well? Again, A layer is divided into three parts, three subdivision. This is A1, A2, A3. B is divided into three sub-layers, that is B1, B2, B3, right? It is clear now? D or R represent parent rock. That is sial or crust. Okay. C represent the fragmented part of the rock known as regolith. Okay. O is referred to as organic layer or top soil. Top soil. Okay. And A and B is referred to as true soil and soil or soil. You see, actually soil contains four main horizontal layers, namely O layer. Draw it. First is O layer, then A layer, then B layer, then C, and finally D or R. Okay. D or R represent the parent rock. Okay. C represent the regolithic layer, which is referred to as regolith. Okay. A is divided, you see, O is divided to two parts, O1 and O2, and O1 is further divided into two parts, namely particularly L and F. You see, L stands for litter, means fresh plant residue. Litter, okay, means fresh plant residue. L, litter means fresh plant residue, means undecomposed or fresh. It means this layer contains undecomposed or fresh organic element. Undecomposed, decomposed or fresh organic element. It is clear na? Undecomposed or fresh organic element. Getting well na? Again you see, F layer contain, F stands for fermentation. When fermentation is going on, okay, is not completed but is going on. Na? So F contain partially decomposed organic element, okay, because fermentation is going on, and O2 contain fully decomposed organic element. Fully decomposed organic element. Whether it is clear? What is the basic difference between L, F and O2? It is clear now? L will contain fresh or undecomposed organic element, right? F will contain partially decomposed organic element, and O2 contain fully decomposed organic element. That's why you know that fully decomposed organic element is referred to as humus, na? So that's why O2 layer is also referred to as humus layer. Humus layer. Getting well, na? What is the content and nature and constitution of O layer? It is clear, na? Several sub layer of O, it is clear. Okay. Now see, A is divided into three parts, A1, A2, A3 na. So actually A1 is transition zone, A3 is transition zone, B1 is transition zone and B3 is transition zone. Transition zone, getting well? But A1 is referred to as transition because it holds most of the character of the A zone, but some character of O is also found. Okay. Similarly, A3 holds most of the character of A, but it also contains the character of B. Similar is the case of B1 and B3 now. Okay, that's why they are referred to as transition zone. And you see, this A2 layer is referred to as eluviation layer, ELLU VIA TION, eluviation layer. Getting well now? And B2 layer is referred to as ILLUVIA TION. ILLUVIA TION, eluviation layer. Getting well now? Right? Eluviation means, ELLUVIA TION means, Vinishepan. Matter are transported from this layer. Okay? And ILLUVIA TION stands for Vinishepan. That is the material which are displaced from A2 layer get deposited into B2 layer. That is clear na? Getting well? Actually, what are this all is collectively referred to as soil profile. What is the meaning of soil profile? It is clear na? Right? Soil profile is the collection of different horizontal layer of the soil or vertical profile of the soil, you can say, is referred to as soil profile. So there are two types of soil. Some soil are having well developed layer, so this is referred to as profile soil, and another, if it not contain well developed layer, then it is referred to a non-profile soil. Okay, yeah, or unprofiled soil. So certainly profile soil will be more particularly fertile as compared to that of unprofiled soil. It is clear na? Okay, but it also depends, fertility also depend on the constituent material. Okay, so what is soil profile? It is clear na? So what is O1 layer? O1 layer is referred to as topsoil or organic layer. A and B is referred to as true soil or soil because it is the complex mixture of organic and inorganic element. Okay, C represents regolith, that is fragmented part of the rock, and D and R represent the sial or crust or bedrock, okay, on which we are staying or sitting. Getting well now? Right? So how soil is formed and how particularly what is the meaning of soil profile, it is clear now? Okay. Now see, it is said that soil formation is affected by several factors. Right? There are several factors affecting soil formation, and these factors may collectively be represented through through an equation known as universal soil formation equation. Right? The actually soil formation, according to this, soil formation is the function of Cl, O, R, P, T and H. Getting well? Right? How many factors affect the soil formation? First factor is Cl. Cl stands for climate. Okay. O represent organic element. R represent relief or slope gradient of the surface. P represent the nature of parent rock. T represent time. Right? According to ICAR, around 50 years is taken for the formation of soil of 1 centimeter thickness. It is clear now? And the term H means height from the sea level. This term H was added in this equation on the recommendation of Food and Agriculture Organization. That is clear now? As you know that with increase in height, there occur change in the temperature, pressure, rainfall, etc. Right? Climatic change occurs with the increase in height. It is clear. And you see the soil of hilly area is broadly referred to as alpine soil. Okay, if you will find alpine term associated with the soil, it certainly indicate that it is the soil associated with the hilly zone. It is clear now? So what factor Actually, first factor is climate. So there are three factors affecting climate, that is temperature, pressure and humidity. And temperature and rainfall is the most important factor now. How it particularly causes affect the soil formation, you see. Actually, suppose in high temperature and high rainfall season, okay. Suppose this is the soil located in the located in equatorial zone, okay. You have written it now. Now see, to simplify the process, I am again drawing a figure. This is A layer, this is O layer, O, O1, O2, L and F. This is A layer, consists of A1, A2, A3, then B layer consisting of B1, B2, B3, then C, and then D and R. Getting well now? You see, A2 is referred to as eluvation layer. Eluvation, E-L-L-U-V-I-A-T-I-O-N, eluvation layer. Okay, and B2 is referred to as eluvation, I-L-L-U-V-I-A-T-I-O-N, eluvation layer. Getting well now? So what happened, you see, when soil formation occurs, okay, A2 layer contain two type of material. One is soluble material and second is insoluble material. Getting well now? There are two type of material contained in A2 layer. One is soluble and second is insoluble. Among soluble component, mainly carbonate are contained there, O3 minus minus. And among soluble component, and Fe2O3, Al2O3, etc. are present. Getting well now? Right? Iron oxide, aluminum oxide constitute the inorganic, insoluble component of the soil which remain present in A2 layer. It is clear now? So normal, you see, the color of carbonate is black, okay, and the color of iron oxide is red now. So when you will mix red and black pigment now, then black pigment will dominate and hence it will impart dark or blackish color to the soil. Getting well now? But if when rainfall occur, you see, when rainfall occur, then water through downward seepage will cross this layer and dissolve the soluble component of the soil, that is carbonate material which is black in color, and will along with water it will be carried and this will get deposited into B2 layer, Getting well now? So actually you see the process of transfer of material from A2 layer to B2 layer is referred to as leaching. What is the meaning of leaching? It is clear now? The transfer of material from A2 layer to B2 layer is referred to as leaching. Since this transfer is due to downward seepage of the water, so soluble element will get dissolved, whereas insoluble element will remain there now. Since insoluble element are mostly carbonate in character which are black in color, so when it means black pigment will be transferred into B2 layer now. The transfer of material from A2 layer to B2 layer is referred to as leaching. Getting well now? So when black pigment will go inside, in the upper part only red pigment will remain now in the form of aluminum and iron oxide now, and it will impart a reddish color to the soil. Getting well now? You see, if any soil is again and again subjected under leaching process, okay, right, again and again, it is possible only when high temperature and high rainfall simultaneously should occur, as is seen in case of the equatorial zone, right? Or you can say that if you will you will wet and dry the soil alternatively. It is possible only when the climatic condition is warm plus moist. That is clear now? then intense leaching will occur, and as a result of this, finally the entire black pigment from A2 layer will get transferred into B2 layer, right? Only red pigment will remain in the B2 layer, A2 layer, na? And in this case the soil will appear completely reddish, and this type of soil is referred to as laterite soil. It is clear, na? Right? And the process is referred to as process of laterization. Okay, since in equatorial zone this is the common phenomena, that's why equatorial zone is referred to as pedogenetic regime of laterization. It is clear, na? Right? What is the name given to the equatorial zone? It is clear, na? And how it happened? It is clear. You see, in Meghalaya, India is a tropical country. High temperature condition already prevail. Okay, and since Meghalaya get more than 300 centimeter, so that's why intense leaching is occur there. Again, you see western part of Western Ghat, right, is tropical, at the same time receive more than 300 centimeter rainfall. So that's why in Meghalaya, in western slope of Western Ghat, you will have there is a deposition of the laterite soil. Getting well, na? So how climate will affect the soil formation? It is clear, na? If you see temperature is low and rainfall is high, right? In this case, general water lowing condition will prevail, na? So in water lowing condition, blue soil is produced, you know, right? In the zone where high temperature and low rainfall will occur, then capillary action will be effective, na? Okay, then actually it will carry due to capillary action, the salt from the interior part will be carried up to the upper layer, na? And hence there will be dominance of the salt material in the upper layer of the soil, na? It is clear, na? So consequently saline soil is produced in the desert area. It is clear. So climate is important factor affecting the soil formation. Getting well, na? If the zone is the zone of moderate temperature and moderate rainfall, as is found in middle latitudinal zone, so in middle latitudinal zone, they favor the origin and development of grassland. So that's why particularly you see dark colored soil having more humus are found there, na? So climate play important role in the soil formation. Again you see organic element. Organic element is in the form of humus, na? Organic element also affects the soil formation. If organic material is large in proportion, then it will impart dark color to the soil. If they are less in amount, then it will impart light color to the soil. As for example, in middle latitudinal zone, right, in Ukraine, you find Chernozem soil. Chernozem is referred to as black earth because it contains large volume of humus. Okay, right? So organic element also affect, na? Again you see next factor is the R. R represents the slope gradient of the surface, right? Plain area are more suitable for soil formation as compared to that of the hilly area, na? Because in the hilly area there will be the mass movement of the soil material. It is clear, na? This will reduce the interaction between organic and inorganic element, but in plain area there is least movement of the material. So that's why long-term interaction occur, and hence the plain area are more suitable for soil formation as compared to that of the hilly area. It is clear, na? Getting well? Next factor is particularly P, nature of the parent rock. You see, if salt are formed in the acidic rock area, it will impart acidic character to the soil. If it is formed in the basic rock zone, then it will impart basic character to the soil. As for example, you see, right, in Dakkan lava plateau. Dakkan lava plateau is the zone of basalt rock, na? That is basic igneous rock, na? So here the soil is mostly basic in character, na? Okay. Next factor is T. You know that T is most important factor because soil is not the mechanical mixture, but it is complex mixture, and complexity develops when T is time factor is long, na? Right? As I said that according to ICR, at least 50 years is required for the formation of the soil of 1 centimeter thickness. And H is also a factor. I said that with increase in height there occur alteration in the temperature as well as rainfall. Okay, and the soil of hilly area is referred to as alpine soil. Okay, so how climatic condition, what factor affect the soil formation is clear. It means soil formation is in the interplay of all these factors collectively. Getting well now? Now see, now properties of the soil. Properties of the soil is studied on the basis of properties of soil depends on texture, nature and color. Nature and color, right? Texture refers to the size of crystal of the soil. Okay, so actually you see, if the size of crystal is large, if the size of crystal is fine, or if the size of crystal is the mixture of large and a small size. It is clear now? So if the size of crystal is large, the soil is referred to as sandy soil. Sandy soil. Okay? If the size of crystal is fine, it is referred to as clay soil. Clay soil. Okay? But if it is the mixture of a small and large, it is referred to as loam or loamy soil. Getting well now? It means sandy soil plus clay soil is equal to loamy soil. Loamy soil. Getting well now? But if you see, if in this mixture there will be dominance of the sandy particle, then it is referred to as sandy loam. But if there is a dominance of clay, then it is referred to as clay loam, right? Among all the three types of soil, loamy soil is most fertile. It is clear now? Suppose in river basin, this originate here and this terminate here. This is youthful stage, this is mature stage, and this is old stage, right? In youthful stage, there will be the dominance of the sandy soil. Getting well now? In old stage, there will be dominance of clay, and in the middle course, mature stage, is the zone of particularly loamy soil, is the zone of the loamy soil. Getting well? Zone of the loamy soil. So that's why middle Gangatic plain or middle course of the river is most fertile tract of the land. As for example, eastern UP and Bihar, right, is the constitute the middle Gangatic plain, and hence it is most fertile one. Okay, so actually you see, sandy soil poses very short term water retaining capacity. Okay, this is drawback. But if you will impart proper irrigation facility in this zone, it will give better production. As for example, you see in third desert region of Rajasthan, the soil is sandy in character. But when through Indira Gandhi Canal project, right, adequate provision of water was made through irrigation, then the area became very fertile and emerged as the center of green revolution of northwestern part of India. Okay. And one important aspect of clay soil is, if water is available in clay soil, then it poses long-term water retaining capacity. Okay, and this character is held by the black soil region of India. So that's why it is referred to as, right, black soil. This is favorable for cotton production. Okay, black soil is favorable for cotton production. It is clear now? So this is one important texture, is one important factor. Second is nature. So as far as the question of nature is concerned, nature, there may be three nature. One is either it is acidic or basic or neutral, right? If there is a dominance of H plus ion, then it will impart acidic color to the soil. If there is a dominance of OH minus ion, then it will impart basic nature to the soil, right? So among acidic, basic and neutral soil is most fertile. It is clear now? Neutral soil is most fertile among acidic soil, basic soil and neutral soil. It is clear now? So that's why you see that two uses of fertilizer. One is to supplement with essential component in the soil, and second is to impart neutrality to the soil. That is, in acidic region we use basic fertilizer, and in basic region we use particularly acidic fertilizer to make it neutral. Getting well now? To make it neutral, right? What is the utility of fertilizer? It is clear now? Suppose particularly a option will be, if soil is neutral but having slightly basic in character, then it is most fertile soil. Neutral soil, you write down, neutral soil with slightly basic in character is most fertile soil because the plant absorbs nutrient from the soil through because the plant absorbs the nutrient from the soil through root osmosis, and this proceed through base exchange mechanism. Root osmosis and this proceed through base exchange mechanism. That's why slightly basic character makes the soil most fertile. Base exchange, clear na? Okay. So you got the information that according to texture, sandy, clay and loam, according to nature, acidic, basic and neutral na? And color of the soil depends on the constituent element it contains. If the soil will contain iron oxide, then it will have red in color. If it contains hydrated iron oxide, then it will appear yellowish in color. If it contains reduced iron oxide, then it is grey or brown. If more amount of humus is contained, then particularly it will impart dark color in the soil, right? It is clear na? And the soil produced in the waterlogging condition appears blue in color. Okay, so what is property of the soil based? It is clear na?